Hi guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel. Today it is the 2nd of February, so I'm excited to share with you the latest sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl. So this is Call Me Crafty Owl puts together basically a card sketch, a supply list, cut list, everything you need to create a grouping of cards very quickly. This month it is 9 cards that you can make if you use her supply list. And if you would like to get a hold of the Sheetload of Cards sketch, there will be a link down below for Call Me Crafty Owl's channel. You do need to be a subscriber, but if you click that link, she will tell you how you can get this Sheetload sketch every month. I love using these. Like I said, it helps you make a large group of cards very quickly. So for this month, I made some Valentine's Day cards, and I pulled a couple of random sheets from my stash. I have one pattern paper. It was from TPC Studios. It was a little love and framed heart, so I think that was this one. And then an SEI sheet, I think it was called Twitter Pated, and it was the XO. So both of these were double-sided, and so you will see a couple places where it'll be the back side. I cut one of the papers wrong, and I think it was on this piece down here that goes at the bottom of the focal point, and so I ended up using more of one than the other. I had to kind of pull in some more paper. But the third pattern that I used, because it does call for 3 pieces of 12 by 12, it's kind of like a turquoisey marble pattern, and this is actually from Hobby Lobby, and it was an 8.5 by 11. So I ended up using 2 sheets of it, especially because I ended up needing to cut an extra piece or 2 for this piece down here at the bottom. But I had wanted a very subtle pattern, but just to kind of, because there was a lot of other pattern going on here with the X's and the O's and the hearts. So I like how it coordinated like really well with the blues that were in the pattern. So I deviated from the sketch just a little bit this time. I did add a brown mat that was the full 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card front, and that was because I didn't have any good cream colored cardstock to kind of go with the XO paper here, and it didn't look good against the white card base. And so I just decided to cover the whole card front, and then that way it didn't matter which pattern I was using, for the big pattern in the background, and it didn't, conflict with the white card base that I would have been using. So she did have a cardstock mat for this layer, and so I just kept with that same brown. And then there were times where I also used the brown here, and then sometimes I did use pattern paper. For my sentiment, I did end up printing it on some cream cardstock, and I said printed because I did use my silhouette to create the sentiment. It was actually an image that I'd already purchased from the Silhouette Studio, and I didn't have like a good, I think I only have 1, maybe 2 Valentine stamp sets, and neither one of them had like a really good big sentiment for here. And so I just went to the Silhouette and printed one. I did change up the colors so that it was going to be like brown and pink to coordinate with the colors in my card. So the only other thing I did, she had called for some like enamel dots or sequins or something, some small circle elements up here. I ended up using hearts, and I kind of moved them around depending on which patterns I was using and where I thought it needed a little bit of something. And so I ended up using a couple different hearts here. This is just some red metallic heart stickers from the Paper Studio or Hobby Lobby. And then these are some little glitter hearts. They're a couple different sizes, and I'm pretty sure these were from Hobby Lobby too, but I don't have the top anymore. I don't know why. So here I just used those little glitter hearts and kind of scattered them around, and then all of them I do have pattern paper on the inside. So in most cases you would have 3 of each design. Here again, because I miscut. And then here, again, somehow I ended up with the blue background and that blue piece down here. I don't know really what went wrong, but so these are very blue. So I did end up pulling in some bigger hearts on here just to help break up some of the blue. Like these, I used the glitter. These, I used the red metallic stickers. But I still think, even with all the blue, that they did turn out pretty. So, but those are my 9 cards this month. There are other collaborators for this. Actually, there's 10 cards here. Huh. So I ended up making an extra one, and then I didn't even pay attention. So what I was saying is there are other collaborators that are working along with Alicia to share how they use the newest Sheetload of cards. So please check out their links in the description box below for some more inspiration on this month's Sheetload. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope you're all having a very crafty day.